Good morning, a good Erev Shabbos. Continuing in our series of videos on Biur Hatefillah, of explaining the basic davening that we say on a daily basis, and parts of davening that are said in every tefillah, whether it's a weekday, Chol, or Shabbos, or a Yom Tif. I know we seem to be jumping around a little bit, but there are certain parts that I feel more inclined to go to first. So today the shir will be on the Yistabach, the tefillah that starts off ending from the Psukei de Zimra into the Birchas Hashema in the daily prayers, and also as well as in Shabbos and Yom Tov that it said. I'd also like to point out first, being that this is the beginning of the Birchas Hashema, a very interesting Hayom Yom that was a few weeks ago about Kavanah, where the Rebbe says in Hayom Yom that Kavanah, for those that are intellectually incapable of meditating on the Kavanas, on the mystical intentions specific to those tefillos, either because they lack the knowledge or because they can't remember the specifics of that part of the tefillah while they're davening, then it is sufficient to keep in mind one general concept, and that is if you can't remember the specific Kabbalistic intentions or meditations of that specific tefillah, then just have in mind the general concept that you hope that your tefillahs are accepted in Shemayim, in heaven, with all of the proper meditations, with all the proper kavanas that are spelled out in the Kabbalah. That's actually the Hayom Yom from Yud Aleph Adar Aleph. So a little over a month ago. Okay, so Yistabach. The Alter Rebbe actually says, it's actually brought down in Torah Or about by Yistabach Shimcha La'ad. It starts off, our King, Yistabach Shimcha La'ad Malkeinu. Our King, may your name be praised forever. So the Alter Rebbe says there in Torah Or that Hashem used his name, Shimcha, his name, referring to a lower level of godliness, to create the world. Even the name of Hashem is nitzrius, lasts forever, because it is part of Hashem who lasts forever. Okay, so Yishtabach Shimcha La'ad Malkeinu Shmei Sham Malkeinu, that the name of our King should be praised forever. And who is Malkeinu? Who is our King? Hakel HaMelech HaGadol VaHaKadosh, the great and holy King. V'heichen Yishtabach Shemai. Right? So those are not parts. Those are basically the interpreted words. Are not actually part of the words of the tefillah. Where is it that his name will be praised? B'shamayim u'ba'aretz, in the heavens and the earth. Ki lechanu Hashem Elokeinu v'Elokei Aviseinu le'avad. Because only to you are all the things that we're about to mention constantly applied to. And is it constantly fitting to be said about you? Okay, what are these things? Shir ushvacha halal v'zimra. We offer song and praise, more types of praise and melody. Oiz u'memshala. We speak about your might and your rulership. Netzach. So when it comes to the Netzach, the simple touch we can say is your power of victory. You are minatseach, that Hashem is victorious. We could also say that it's nitzchias. It's also everlasting. Gedula u'gevura tehila v'siferes kedusha u'malchus. Your greatness and strength, your beauty and your glory, your holiness and rulership as king. And because of all these things, it is fitting that we should say in your presence and to your honor, that it is appropriate that we give blessings and thanks to your great and holy name. Ume olam ad olam ata kel. Ume olam is me olam hazeh from this world. Ad ha'olam, meaning olam haba. Ata, you are always kel, God. Halikima yachid, you will always be from olam hazeh until olam haba. You will be the single and individual lasting Eibishter. Baruch atah Hashem ha'kel melech gadol u'mehula batishbaches. You, blessed are you, Hashem, the mighty God and great King, who is acclaimed with praises. That everyone praises you, and also that you are Kel Ha'idais. Everyone is Naida, gives Haida to your name. Everyone gives thanks to your name. Adon Haniflais, you are the master over, you are the owner, the master of wonders. Only you are capable of doing these things. Bayrei kol neshamis, you are the one who created all the neshamis. Ribain kol amasim, you are the master and ruler over all creations. Habaycher b'shirei zimra, who chooses Bnei Yisrael's song of praises. You not only desire, you not only want, but you desire and you love the praises and the tefillos that your nation Am Yisrael says. And you are Melech Yachid Chei Ha'elamim. You are the Melech HaYachid B'chol Ha'elamis. You are the one individual and single king over all the worlds. HaMachayes Al-Yenim V'Tachteinim. And you give life to the Al-Yenim and the Tachteinim. This is how we start off the tefillah of Shachris going into the birchas of Shema. A very powerful, simple yet powerful tefillah, saying to the Eibishter exactly why he is worthy of our tefillos and why we're saying these specific tefillos. And just on a personal note, I always think about this. For me, it makes it a little bit easier when it comes to kavanah for Yistabach. On a personal experience of mine, I was on a cruise in Alaska. And that particular day, I had to be in the kitchen. I was doing kosher, so I wasn't able to make it to the minyan in the morning. Whatever I was doing in the kitchen ran a little late, so I missed the minyan. So I decided to, being that day we were actually in Alaska, we were by the glacier. We weren't going to go get off the ship anywhere that day. We're just, the ship slows down so that everyone can go outside from either side of the ship, and you get this magnificent view of the glacier. And so I decided that since I would take advantage of the fact that I had a room with a balcony and a view, and I was davening shachris on my balcony, just basically staring out at this magnificent glacier as I'm davening. And it comes to the point of Yistabach, and as I'm saying these words of Yistabach, thinking about what I'm saying, this shir ushvacha lahala v'zimra, all these praises that we give to the Eibishter because of how mighty and wonderful he is, and talk about how he is the master over all creations. As I'm saying these exact words, I hear a tremendous rumble, like unlike thunder I've ever heard, or as if in a bowling alley of 100 lanes and everything come crashing down together. It was a rumble that you heard this noise as if something was chasing you, coming directly at you. I'm saying these words, and I'm looking because I'm mesmerized now, and I see this huge chunk of a glacier come breaking off, detaching itself from the actual glacier and crashing into the water, and water come pouring out of the inside of the glacier. And I'm thinking to myself that I'm saying these words of praise to Hashem and how powerful he is, and how he is the creator and master over all things, El Yenim Tachteinim, over all creations and everything that we just explained. And ever since that moment, I have never, Baruch Hashem, had an issue with this tefillah of Yishtabach, trying to think about the proper kavanas to have, because I'm always reminded, and I will, Mitzvah Hashem, hopefully never forget that experience that I had of saying these exact words of Yishtabach and being able to see that unbelievable experience of this piece of glacier, this magnificent creation of the Eibishter, that I was able to witness nature, so to speak, in its natural environment, but also knowing how everything really is l'mayla min hateva. So I hope this gives a little bit of clarification and a little help on the kavanas in general, as we explained in the beginning, from the Hayom of the kavana. If you can't have the specific kavanas, then the one standard kavana that you should have, that your tefillah should be makabel and shemayim in kol tefillah shebekabbalah, and at least specifically to have a little more kavana in the tefillah of Yistabach as we start the Birchos Kriya Shema. A good day, and being that today is a Friday, so a good Erev Shabbos. Sei gesund. Please stay tuned for more videos to come.